Hello and welcome to the third StarCraft Noobentary. This is a game between me as the Zerg, orange Zerg I believe, against the white Protoss played by wunshotz. We are playing on Python. This really is Python this time. I made the game myself. Just getting a game going. Okay, so he asked me there, are you? Meaning before the game I asked him if he was actually a noob. And he says yes, and then I say yes in game, and he's like, liar! And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay. And then he calls me, you're a noob basher. And I'm just like, right. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, crap. I'm probably playing a Smurf, but well, let's see what we can do. So I try to get out and scout early, even though I've got my Overlord going down there. I do send my, you can see my drone sending out to do some scouting. He sets up a pylon in his base and starts scouting as well. No buildings going on yet, except his pylon, obviously. Trying to get my Overlord out so I can continue production. Okay, so I see that he's not there. I do catch a glimpse of his probe, so I know that he's definitely not up top. And so I was glad that I set my my drone down to check out what's going on. So I've got a spawning pool going, and he's getting a forge up. Not much going on here, just trying to get production going, trying to get ready to put out some Zerglings and whatnot. Now I come by and I see that he's got stuff at the front of his base. I actually almost missed it, but I came down to check just in time to see that he was building there. So I'm just trying to see what he's doing. For a bit of fun, I decide to attack one of his guys, and I don't even notice this at all. Since I'm down there watching his base and attacking the guy, I don't hear him up there building that stuff in my base. So I'm like, okay, I'm low on health. I know there's stuff at the front gate, so I'll just send my guy out and let him die in a blaze of droney glory. So he gets popped. And right about now, I'm up here, and I'm looking at my base, and all of a sudden I hear and I'm like, oh no. I look over there, and I can see just barely the edge of those things, and that's right when I send my guys out. I'm like, no! And then I'm sitting there, and I don't know what they're doing. I told them to attack, and I had to tell them to attack again, so they wouldn't sit there. And so in desperation, I start building Zerglings. I'm like, go! Attack! Attack! And I barely got stuff out in time to avoid any real damage. Now, little did I know, and I was actually thinking it might be costly to him, but I didn't realize just how costly that little maneuver actually was to him. As you can see, he doesn't have anything down there in his base. He has one cannon. He gets the second photon cannon going in a Nexus. So I move out with my Zerglings, make sure he's not pulling some sort of crap in my expansion. All is well. Alright, so he's trying to get his gateway going. So now he's actually a little behind on, I think, what you'd normally have with Protoss because of his little maneuver he tried to pull in my base. So I'm moving my Zergling down, Zerglings, hoping I can see what's going on, maybe do a little damage. Just have my Overlord sitting there, make sure nobody moves up. And I move into attack, and my Zerglings pretty much get toasted. But if you'll notice, he's still, he just barely gets the gateway up. He doesn't have a whole lot of defenses. He does right now seem to have a better economy going, though. He has a lot more probes on his minerals than I have drones. So my Zergling's still chasing his guy. I should have just let it go. But I guess this way at least I knew where his probe was. So I get my section expansion going. I'm like, okay, I really need to get some minerals going. If he's got an expansion, I really need to have an expansion. At this point, I'm pretty behind for minerals and gas. Still just building up. My guy's chasing the probe down into his base, and bam, there goes my Zergling. And so at this point, I'm just like, okay, he's probably gonna put up some good defenses. He's gonna start pumping out zealots. Probably gonna put up some extra cannons. And so I decided to get some extra Zerglings out just in case he comes to attack me. I'm thinking he's already too tough for me to break into. And little do I know, looking at this replay obviously afterwards, had I moved in with a slightly larger Zergling force, instead of wasting those 6 Zerglings, I guess I might have been able to do some real damage to him. So my new set of Zerglings catch his probe on the way down. And I decide, hey, instead of moving into the base, maybe I should go make sure he doesn't have a second expansion up into the base, up into the left of him. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't expanding more than I thought he was. So I see there's nothing there, and I'm like, okay, alright. So maybe I better get something down in front of his base. So he's got a gateway going. He's starting to build the Corsairs. And I'll just tell you, as a Zerg player, I hate Corsairs. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them with a passion. He's got a Citadel of a Dune, a Cybernetics core already out. So he's pretty much getting ready to harass me. My poor little overlords. Just sitting there. I hate it. I hate it because, they come in, they get your overlords that are on the map, and you lose your food, and you... So, yeah, I really hate those things. So he's building up some extra defenses, getting more buildings going. And here he is in my base with the Corsair. And right then I get a couple Mutalisks out, and I'm like, hey, okay, I can maybe take this guy out. Holy cow, I forgot how long it takes, 2 Mutalisks to kill one stupid Corsair. So he's not building a whole lot besides Corsairs down there. I think he's just trying to get his economy going. I'm trying to get some more Mutalisks out. I want to go in and attack him with air. I'm hoping he doesn't have too many defenses. So I went in the front base, and this is when I first realized, hey, maybe if I get some more ground units, maybe I can actually push into that expansion of his and do some damage. Sadly, even though I realize this, I don't act on it. And you'll notice I'm just really slow getting these expansions going. I mean, it's just... This is one of my weaker points. I can... Even if I remember to expand, I have a hard time really, getting back and forth between all my expansions and making sure that I'm keeping units going, building extra hatcheries to make those extra units. You'll notice I've still got 1 hatchery per base.